All right, guys, happy Wednesday. So I wanted to do this training for you all because I've had so many questions from coaches of every single level that are saying, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to invite to people because social media has changed and I can't do, you'll see the term CTA, call to action type posts and have lots of success on them anymore. And guys, if I'm being honest, I'm not either. I'm not getting a crazy amount of people off of my call to action posts anymore either. And I had to get creative. And since I've been a coach for 9 years, some of you guys, you might be like, oh my gosh, it's a long time. It is a long time, but I've been a coach for 9 years. I've seen social media change over the years, and you have to get creative and you have to be willing to try new things to see what works. And so for me, back in 2018, I still think it's 2018, but back in 2018, I realized that because of the changes on Facebook and because everyone was moving over to Instagram and just the way that people interact, people are a lot more, they're wanting that one-on-one connection with you. They're wanting to feel like they have that relationship. They want to feel, like I said, connected to you and a one-on-one message type thing. Because of all of those changes, I realized that I had to change the way that I was inviting. But we've all received those really salesy, icky messages from people who are in multi-level marketing, right? Multi-level marketing, MLM is the term that you guys will hear. It's an amazing opportunity, guys. But over the years, we've all had those messages, and it's given MLMs a bad name. And so when I started to refocus on inviting and change things up, and knowing that what I do was going to affect you guys, because hopefully I'll figure out what works and be able to share it, right? I knew that I didn't want to lead you guys towards that. I didn't want to have you guys go out there and send messages to people you had never interacted with or who had never interacted with you, because that is salesy, right? Like, I know I've had those messages, and even being a Beachbody coach for 9 years, which I'm very proud of, I've had those messages where I still get I'm like churning in my belly, right? Like, oh, you don't really know anything about me and you just invited me to something that is not my thing, right? So I want to teach you guys how to do it the right way. Anyone excited? Hopefully you are. Make sure you let me know in the chat bar that you're excited, and we'll get going. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I have some pretty slides because I have an amazing assistant. It's not because of me. I will tell you that's one of my weaknesses is putting together pretty slides and graphics and stuff like that. That's not me. You don't need that to be successful, okay? You guys, you just, hire that out or kind of work with what you got on Canva. Canva has amazing stuff. But so we're going to go over how to get into the routine of daily inviting when it comes to the peanut butter and jelly method. Now, some of you guys listened to the National Wake Up Call back in September, some that I did for the network on peanut butter and jelly. Some of you guys, this is brand new to you. I've changed things up a bit, okay? So the levels of the inviting is the same, but the wording, what I found, has changed a little bit, and I'll be sharing that with all of you, okay? So let's get into it. Now, guys, I'm going to be real blunt and honest with you on this call. If you want your business to grow, it will not grow if you're not inviting. It will not grow. I've tried. Believe me, I've tried. I've tried to say, I'm just going to wait till people come to me, right? And even at the level of success that I'm at now, I'll be honest, there are not people knocking down the door to join my team or to join my challenge groups just because I've been able to achieve so much in this business. And you'll talk to people, even Lindsay Matway or Melanie Mitro, that you're like, they must just have people flooding them. You guys, they work extremely hard, and they go out and build those relationships the same way every single day that you have to, okay? So don't put other coaches up on pedestals and think, when I get to this certain level of success, I'll be able to kick my heels back and not do these things. That's not the truth, okay? So let's learn how to do it. So number one, we have to go through the prep work. Okay, so like I said, your business is not going to grow without invites, okay? So set a realistic number that you can stick to every single day. I hope I hope and pray that you're all doing this Success Club. You can't even see my head anymore, so you can't see this picture. But the Success Club's System Daily Business Activity Tracker, the VAT, or the, it's called the Success Club System Tracker that they just released. You guys, that tracker is genius, okay? Over the last 9 years, we've been trying to create this perfect tracker, and this is by far the best tracker that I've ever seen at any level of coaching. A brand new coach can do this tracker and feel successful, and a coach who's been here for 9 years can do this tracker and feel successful. And one of the things on here is inviting, you guys, inviting every single day. Now, I don't expect you to go out of from day one of being a brand new coach to go out and invite 50 people a day. I'm not even at that, okay? That's not something I could realistically stick to, okay? I want you to come up with a number that's realistic to you. But you also have to remember that in order to grow your business, you have to invite, yes, but you have to have people actually sign up, right? You have to have people join your team. You have to have people actually become customers. So I always tell people, out of 10 to 12 people you talk to, 10 to 12, okay, 1 to 2 of them are going to say yes. Only if you're doing it the right way. Okay, so if you're going out and you're mass inviting people and doing a hey girl message and copy and paste, and you send out 30 and you say, Meg, that numbers game doesn't work for me. You're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. Now, luckily, you just have to tweak some things and you can get back on track, okay? So a realistic number, I would say, and I started out with back in June, was 3 to 5 invites every single day. Every single one of you, I think there's 24 of us on here. Every single one of you can send 3 to 5 invites every single day, guys, whether it's to coaching or whether it's to a challenge group. Every single one of you. If you're telling yourself you can't, you're not going to do it, right? But if you tell yourself, that's something I could realistically do, you're going to do it. So tell yourself, what you tell yourself is what you're actually going to do, okay? So I can send 3 to 5 invites every single day, okay? You also have to eat the frog. So I do this first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, as soon as my alarm goes off, I know, Tenley's 3, so we're in a routine now. I know kind of around the same time that she's going to wake up. You guys have kids that maybe go off to school, or you have little ones as well. You have a little bit of a routine, you guys. And for my newborn moms, you have newborns, I'm sorry. You probably don't have much of a routine yet, but do the best that you can. I know Tenley's my alarm, right? I know that at 7:30, she's going to wake up every single morning. And so for me, I set my alarm around 6:30 to wake up every single morning. And the first thing I do is I say my affirmations, okay? So all of you guys should be saying affirmations about how freaking awesome you are, okay? Because if you don't tell yourself, who's going to tell you, right? So tell yourself every single day how amazing you are, what you want to achieve, what you want to work on. But then you go into these invites, okay? So you're already revved up from those affirmations, and you're going to eat that frog. You're going to go through and you're going to send the 3 to 5 invites, and I'll teach you how to do it, don't worry. The next is grab a success partner, okay? So we have an amazing team, you guys. I love you guys. I love the support and the friendships and camaraderie and everything that goes on in this team. Grab someone in the team group and say, if you don't have a success partner, someone who has similar goals, post in our new and improved group and say, these are my goals for the first quarter. Who has similar goals? Let's team up, okay? Yes, it's going to push you out of your comfort zone to work with someone you might not know so well, but if you have someone who has similar goals, here's the thing. When it comes to a successful success partner, it's not someone who's going to say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry you're so tired. That's okay that you didn't get your invites in. That's not a successful success partner. That's a good friend, right? But a successful success partner is someone who's going to say, girl, it's 10 p.m. You still have time to get your invites in. Go do it and text me when you're done, okay? And you want someone who's going to hold you accountable like that. So grab a successful success partner. The next, set a date you'll start. So today's Wednesday, okay? We still have 2 days left till, it's the weekend. Start tomorrow. You guys, start tomorrow. Don't give yourself until Monday, because here's the thing. I know for myself, at least. If I give myself too many days, I'm not going to do it, But if I start that next day when I'm still revved up and excited about it, you better believe I will do it. And I will tell you, the first week or two, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to be like, am I really doing this? I don't really see too many people responding back. This is rough. But then all of a sudden, something magic happens. You know, you start seeing people respond back to you. You start seeing these people, maybe they say no and they still watch your Instagram stories, or they continue to comment and like on your stuff. And that means that you successfully planted a seed about coaching or a challenge group, and when it's the right time for them, they'll come back. Okay, so set a date that you're going to start. I would suggest tomorrow. The next is use a timer. Okay, so what I've found, especially when we do our hustle hours, you guys, is that the best way to get yourself to do something is just set the timer on your phone. Give yourself, you know, if you're going to send 3 invites, give yourself 10 minutes. 10, not even 10 minutes, but we'll start with 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes that you can send that invite and you can, you know, get it out. Because what happens is, at least for me, is as I see that time going down, I'm so competitive, you better believe I'm going to get those 3 invites in before that alarm goes off. And if I don't, then I set it again and I get those invites in. You're going to be less likely to overthink wording if you have that timer going, okay? And then, like I said before, just having affirmations that say that you can do it, okay? Because the number one killer in this business is not that you can't do the actions, it's the belief in yourself, the belief in yourself that you can succeed in this business, okay? That's the number one killer, So believe in yourself. Okay, 2, you guys, so don't overthink the wording. I remember when I heard this, I think Bunny Engel said it. I was like, this is genius. Don't worry about the wording, you guys. The right people, even if you say everything wrong, okay? And I think back to some of the top coaches on my team who've signed up. I'm pretty sure I've said everything wrong, okay? But they saw the opportunity. They saw what this could do for themselves and for their family and for the people around them, okay? And they signed up, okay? But then there's people who I think would make amazing coaches, and I try to tweak this perfect script. And I'm like, okay, does everything look perfect? I have Kirk read through it. I'm all excited. And guess what? They ignore me or they say no. Okay, and I have to remember that it's not about the wording. It's about the right people. Okay, it's about the right people and connecting your heart with those right people. Okay, so you can use the peanut butter and jelly method. I know some people have taken it and tweaked it and made it their own. That's what I want you to do. I want you to at least keep the layers the way that we'll go through with the sandwich, because you can't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without peanut butter and jelly and bread, right? But I do want you to make it your own, okay? All right, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so who are we going to invite? This is where I'm going to save you from feeling like you're a salesy, icky person, okay? So the wrong way to do things is to, as soon as someone starts following you, or as soon as you follow them from another account, or you add them as a friend on Facebook, you're sending them an invite. Do not do that, okay? That is the quickest way to go on their do not disturb list, okay? They're going to be like, unfriend, block, maybe some nasty messages back, whatever. You don't want that to happen. So we want to invite warm market people and lukewarm market people. Now, if you are a brand new coach, okay, or you're someone who is restarting your business, you should not even really be too worried about, yes, I want you to grow your network, but you should be focused on friends, family members, coworkers, people who know you, people who know, trust, and like you. Okay, we all have people like that in our lives. Even if you do not have a spouse, guess what? I did not have a spouse when I signed up. Guess what? I didn't have children when I signed up. Guess what? My parents were my 2 coaches, okay? My mom and my dad, and I still lived under their roof, okay? So those were the 2 people who I knew I could depend on and that they would do this for me, okay? My mom drank Shakeology and my dad said, hey, okay, you can sign me up, but I want nothing to do with it. Now, 9 years into it, they both drink Shakeology. Thank God. So think about the people who are in your inner circle, okay? Your dirt list people who would do anything for you. Those are going to be the first people that you go to invite, okay? The next is your lukewarm market people, okay? So once you go through your warm market people and you have people who say yes and no, and even aunts and uncles who you invite, you guys, years down the road, they're going to come back, okay? I've had aunts who have come back 5 or 6 years into me being a coach and have said, Meg, you know what? Okay, I want to try out these workouts that you're doing. Okay, and I'm like, okay, it took us 5 or 6 years, but here we go. Let's do it. And now they love it. Okay, so be patient. It's all about their timing. It's not our job as coaches to convince people to sign up. It's our job to show them this opportunity is out there, whether it's the workouts or whether it is coaching. Okay. Lukewarm market people are people who you're meeting on social media, whether it be on Facebook or Instagram. I mostly find people on Instagram at this point, okay? 99% of my business is spent on Instagram, and we'll go into that at the end, how to keep growing your network. But these lukewarm market people are people you've met on social media who are taking the time to get to know you, and you're taking the time to get to know them, okay? So as soon as someone's, not as soon, but once a day, I go back and I look at my followers, who are my new followers, and I'll send them a quick message, and I'll just say, you know, hey, Megan, I see a couple Megans on here, so I'll say Megan. Hey, Megan, I saw that you just started following me and that you're also a toddler mom. Your little boy is so adorable. I'm actually currently pregnant with a little boy right now. Super excited about that. How are you enjoying this age? Something simple, you guys. Now, you can send a message, or if you want to get creative, this is something I heard from Kelsey Shackley, is that you can grab your phone, go to your Instagram stories, say the same thing that you would say in a text, in a video. Make it a little more generic. So I would say, you know, hey, I saw you just started following me. I see that you're also a mom. I'm a mom too. Your kids are so adorable. How old are they? 15-second video. Okay, asking them questions. You save that video in your camera roll, and you can upload that into the messages on Instagram. What I'm finding, you guys, is people are responding back a lot more to those videos than just a text post. Now, some of you might be like, that is so out of my comfort zone. Work your way up to it, okay? Work your way up to it. It's just a way to make that connection a little deeper, okay? So lukewarm people are the people who you're gonna start inviting next after your warm market people. These are people who you are already starting to build a relationship with. Maybe you've had a conversation back and forth, whatever, okay? And you see that they're liking and commenting and watching your Instagram stories, okay? Now let's go into the actual peanut butter and jelly invites, okay? So hopefully you guys can see this. All right, so peanut butter and jelly invite method, okay? So just like a sandwich, there's an order to things and how they must be done, okay? So you'll see that I'm gonna share with you guys each layer of the sandwich. Don't move my layers around, okay? Keep the layers in, come up with your own wording for each one that sounds like you and unique and comfortable, but keep the layers, okay? So you're gonna send these messages daily to people who have either liked, commented, or watched your Instagram stories. Now, I have some coaches who come to me, and probably many of you guys are going to want to hide your head when I say this, that say, I started these peanut butter and jelly invite method invites, and I've run out of people to message. I've run out of new people who have liked, commented, or watched my Instagram stories. And when that happens, guys, I've got to say to you, are you using different hashtags? Are you focusing on growing your network? Are you focused on building connections with people? Because before you can keep this flowing, you've got to be doing that right along with those invites, guys. If you stop doing that and you just focus on invites, of course you're going to run out of people, right? Like, we have to keep the water, what is it? You got to think of like a funnel, right? You've got to keep putting stuff through the funnel in order for it to continue to go, okay? So this allows you guys, with the peanut butter and jelly method, it allows you to take the relationship to the next level, okay? I think about a bus, okay? And I think I got this from Shalene Johnson. And she said, all of your followers are on your bus, okay? So think of your Instagram or your Facebook friends, okay? And they're all on your bus. And as you're posting your social media posts and everything, you're gonna have some people pop off. You know, like, it's funny, anytime I post something pregnancy related, I have people unfollow me. I'm like, all right, you know, I don't know what's going on, but whatever. And anytime I post something of telling, my followers go up. You know, like, it's just silly what happens. But, you know, I know that there's the right people still on my bus. The people who, whatever I post, whatever I say, they're going to stick by me. They're my lifers. They're people who are either meant to just be loyal followers, eventually customers, or eventually coaches, okay? And you have people like that too. It's not just me. Every single one of us have those people in our funnel, okay? So you think about that bus. When you invite them, if they pop off your bus, okay, they weren't meant to be a lifer. But if you invite them and they say no, and they continue to watch your stories, which happens all the time, you guys, or to comment and like on your stuff, guess what? You planted a seed. Majority of people I talk to about coaching or channel troop, really, rarely say yes off of the first invite, you guys, because they might be interested, but they've got to get a feel for you a little more, right? They got to be see what you're really up to and see if what you're talking about coaching wise or challenge group wise is something that they could see themselves doing. Okay. And that's up to us to be able to show them that it's simple enough for them to do as well, right? We've got to paint that picture. Okay. So it allows you to take that relationship to the next level. It also, guys, you got to make sure that you stay consistent with this. And the more that you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get. And you're going to find phrases that work for you. Like there's things that I said back in June that I no longer say because I'm like, it just wasn't working the way that I wanted it to, or I'm at a different spot in my life now, or whatever. You can tweak things. Okay. Yes. All right. So the first slice, you guys, is your first slice of bread. And you're thanking people for either liking, commenting on a post, or watching your Facebook or Instagram stories. Okay, so an example message, and I'll put these slides up in our new and improved Important Teen Fit Addicted group tomorrow, after this call in the file section so you guys can grab it, okay? But the first part would say, hey, Trisha, I see Trisha's on here. Hey, Trisha, I saw you liked my recent post, and I was going to message you to say thank you, but noticed on your profile, you're also a mom. Okay, so I'm saying thank you, and then I also am admitting that I saw that we have some kind of connection through their post, or through their account. Okay, something else you can say, a lot of people put that they're into fitness even if they're not coaches, and you can say, I was coming on to say thank you to you, and also notice that you're really into fitness as well. Okay, the next part, you guys, is adding peanut butter. So genuinely compliment them on something that connects you to that person. Don't compliment just to compliment. Okay, it can't be an empty compliment. This is where you use your heart. Okay, like if you catch yourself like, I don't know what to compliment this person on, probably shouldn't be inviting them. Okay, you want it to be someone that you feel connected with. So the next thing is something that I would actually say. I've said this many times. Okay, so your son is absolutely adorable. I love how how you have pictures of him working out right along with you. I do the same with my daughter. You're being an amazing role model for him for what health truly looks like. Okay, so that's just an example of complimenting someone. Okay, you can say, I love how much you share beauty and health on your Instagram. I'm really into that stuff too. Like whatever, you guys, whatever you feel connected with. The next is jelly. Okay, invite them to a challenge group or coaching. Okay, so an example message or example of the jelly, which is the invite. Most people try to leave this part out, you guys. You have to put the jelly. I personally don't think that sandwiches are good without jelly. If it's a peanut butter sandwich, I can't just do plain peanut butter. But you guys, even if you don't like jelly, you have to send the invite. Okay, you have to. So I know this may seem so random. I always say that, you guys, and you all know the emoji that I'm talking about, the little monkey with the eyes covered, right? I use that emoji all the time. I think it's like #1 out of my emojis. You know how you can like see which ones are your favorites? It's #1, that and the kissy face. So I use the emoji eyes with the monkey covering them, right? And I say, no, this is so random. I'm not sure if you can tell from my account or not, but aside from being a mom and a wife, I'm actually building a health and fitness business from home. And I'm always looking for other positive moms who enjoy health and fitness to lock arms with me and build a business the way I have. Have you ever considered trying something like that? I know some of you might think, oh my God, I could never send that. You guys, you will never know if someone is interested if you don't ask, okay? You will never know if someone's interested if you don't ask. And you cannot expect them to come to you and ask you, okay? If you're doing that, your business is not going to grow, okay? You got to take that step. You got to do it. Even if you close your computer right after you send the messages out, get it out there, okay? The last piece of bread is giving them an out so they feel okay to continue to follow you. You guys, it's so funny to see. It's so funny to see that, out of 10, because I've worked my way up from 3 to 5 to 10, I'm at 11 now. I'm working up towards 15. But 11 invites per day about peanut butter and jelly invite methods to coaching, okay? And 10 to challenge groups every single day. But out of, half of them, they're going to ignore me. Okay, they will not respond back to me. And we'll get into that in a second of what to do when they ignore you, because just because they ignore you doesn't mean they're not interested, okay? Very important to remember that. But out of half that ignore me, they continue to watch me. They continue to watch my stories. Even when they say no, they continue to watch my Instagram stories, comment, like, and I know, because I really do believe in the law of attraction and the right people being in your life. If they're meant to be on my team or they're meant to be challengers, at the right time for them, they will come back, okay? And you have to remember that too. We don't have control over who says yes, okay? So give them an out. Let them know they can continue to follow you, and you're not going to be like pushing them towards coaching or a challenge group unless they want it, okay? So if not, no problem at all. I just wanted to offer it to you since I know it has changed my life and my family's lives for the better, okay? So I'm giving them an out, you guys. So they're like, okay, yeah, Meg, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, but I'll continue to follow you, okay? And I'm like, okay, cool. So here's an example. I'm not going to read this. You guys can take a picture with your phone, or like I said, I will put it in the file section after this so you can grab it. But here's an example of a one-on-one invite using the peanut butter and jelly invite method to a challenge group. Okay, now I want you to remember that this is only to warm market and lukewarm market people. So say that you have someone who started following you yesterday, okay, and you have not had a conversation with them, they have not liked, they have not commented, they have not watched your Instagram stories, they would make a great coach. Don't you dare invite them. You're going to scare them off so fast. They will unfollow you like faster than they follow you, okay? Just give it some time. Take a deep breath. Okay, start to build that connection, because if you take the time to build that connection, there's a better chance that they're going to want to join you, okay? Instead of thinking, oh my God, the minute that I started following this girl, she jumped down my throat. Remember, you're showing them from your first message that what coaching is about, okay? So if you're doing that, you're teaching them that, hey, you got to be hungry. You have to be hungry to be a coach, but you got to be hungry and chase after people in order to be successful. No, okay? The next one is an invite to coaching, okay? So you can take a screenshot, and it's, remember, warm market or lukewarm market, okay? Okay, so let's talk about the follow-ups. So our first step in this, you guys, is obviously sending a sincere message, okay? So this is not about the follow-up. Number one is all about your peanut butter and jelly invite method, or invite, okay? So say that we sent out a very heartfelt message that you're like, this is the kind of person I want to attract. I'm so excited to be sending, and when you're doing this right, you guys, you will get done with your invites and you will be excited. Like you will be like, I just sent out some messages to people who I can totally see on my team, and I'm so excited to see what they say. Like you'll be really excited. You're not going to feel icky. If you feel icky, you're not inviting the right people, okay? And you're not giving yourself a chance to send a sincere message, okay? So number one, make it sincere. Number two, guess what? Like I said, probably over half. Ignore me. Ignore me. I spent the afternoon at Panera today because our internet was out. And I spent, 20, 30 minutes going back through the people I had invited from Monday up until today. And I sent out this third message that you see right here, this, hey, whoever, and I always say their name, you guys, unless they don't have a name on their profile, then you can't guess what their name is. You can just say, hey. But I said, hey, Hope, Hey, Hope, I hope. Hey, Hope, I hope that you, I hope the last message I sent you didn't offend you. Wasn't my intention at all. Now, I also put that emoji face again, okay? The monkey with the eyes covered. For some reason, that just breaks people's walls down because it's so cute, right? It's like the cutest emoji ever. So I sent that message. Do you know how many of those people out of 20 people, and I actually counted this before I hopped on, you guys, 20 people I sent this message to, do you know how many responded back to me and said, oh my gosh, know-it-all, you did not offend me at all? 15, you guys, out of 20 people that I followed up with who had initially ignored me, 15 of them responded, okay? Now, out of those 15, 5 of them said, I actually was a coach in the past and it just wasn't for me. And I'm like, darn, okay? Or, they said, I'm just really not interested. But thank you for, inviting me or whatever. I'll continue to follow you. And I thought, okay, that's cool. They'll keep following me. That's fine. But then out of that, 10 people out of 20 follow-ups that you guys, 20 follow-ups that I sent, 15 that responded back, 10 responded back and said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. in my head, they either said, in my head I responded back to you and then I forgot, or, oh my gosh, my week has been so crazy. Yes, absolutely, I want some information. So in my head, you guys, what I want all of you guys to remember is that we all have a million things going on at once. A million things going on at once. And to us, our Instagram and our Facebook and our email, they're like our things, right? Like we're like, as soon as someone messages me, I'm in my inbox, right? Like I want to make sure that I'm responding back to that person. 99% of the world is not like that, okay? Unless they're running a multi-level marketing company as well. They're not keeping an eye on their inbox. So I always envision this mom who is my niche market, right? And who has a crazy toddler at home like I do, maybe a couple little ones at home, and they open the message, and in the middle of the message, their kid jumps off the couch and hurts themselves. That would be something Kelly would do, okay? Or their kid is yelling for them, and they're like, mommy, mommy, mommy. Of course, you put your phone down, right? And then you forget to respond back. How many of you have done that before? You probably all could say that. Like, how many of you have been laying in bed in the middle of the night and you're like, oh, I did not respond back to that person, right? Or it's been a week since I responded back to that text message. My coaches know, if they don't hear back from me, to follow up with me, because I am that person. I am that mom that is a million places at once, okay? So send that follow-up, you guys. You are going to be surprised at how many people say, oh my God, I totally forgot. Now, I also get people who flat out ignore that message, okay? So they'll ignore my invite and they ignore this second one, okay? It does happen to me too. And guess what I say? Bye. I'm not going to continue to chase you, and you don't either, you guys. You're not someone who's going to chase after people, okay? You have something beautiful to offer to people. And if they're meant to be on your team, keep telling yourself that. That could be an affirmation that they're going to come back to you, okay? So you do not have to chase after anyone, okay? So if they ignore 2 messages, I let it go. I let it go until maybe they comment on a post about coaching, or they like on it, or they, vote on a poll about coaching in my Instagram stories. Until I see something like that, if it's someone who's ignored me twice, I let it go, because I will not be that person, okay? All right. So this is the last thing, you guys, that I want to go over, and feel free to put questions in the comments so I can respond back to it after this. But how to keep bringing new contacts. I hope that you all watched the training that Janelle did on Team Hardcore with Kayla. I can't say her last name, but I love her to death. Ibanez. That's her screen name on Instagram. Love her to death. Super knowledgeable about Instagram, you guys, and she's real, and she's a Beachbody coach too. She's not on our team, but she's on another team, and I love her to death, and she's helped me so much, okay? She has awesome tips on Instagram, but what she taught me is that you should post 1 to 3 valuable posts every single day, okay, that evoke some kind of emotion to connect with people, okay? So if you look at the top coaches in the network, you guys, if you look at their posts, I don't want you to compare yourself, but they're evoking some kind of emotion, okay? They're taking time in their posts. They're not just throwing up a sweaty selfie and saying, I got my workout in today. That goes on your Instagram stories, you guys. That's the real raw stuff that you put on your Instagram stories. Your Instagram feed is where you take time to give value. And the best part of that, you guys, is that you don't have to do 5 posts a day of value. That's overwhelming. When I signed up, that was what we were doing, okay? And believe me, that was overwhelming. You only need 1 post of value every single day, you guys. This is your job. 1 post of value that covers some kind of emotion that you want to connect with the person, okay? Now, on that post, you're going to use hashtags. And this is where I see a lot of coaches going wrong, and I want to correct it right now, okay? You want to use some kind of hashtag that has 10,000 to 100,000 tags. So what does that mean? Say that I go onto my phone, and I'm going to do it right now. Say that I go onto my phone and I do my little explore button at the bottom that looks like a little, what's that called? One of those looking eyeglasses. And I type in, let's see, what do we want to do? I'll just do some kind of pregnant thing because I feel him kicking me right now. So we'll just go with it. And of course, my internet is going to be super slow. Let's see if it'll pop up. Come on, phone. Okay, well, I'm going to pretend because my internet's being silly. So say that I type in pregnancy, because that's the kind of people I'm trying to connect with, and I'm putting a pregnancy-based post up, okay? And I put in pregnancy is beautiful. Okay, and that post, for instance, say that it has, 30,000 tags, and it'll say on it, you guys, below, and I can't show you because you can't see my head right now, but if you type in and you search something, a hashtag, you'll see below that hashtag it says, for instance, pregnancy test, it says 89.8K. Okay, so I know that would fit the 10,000 to 100,000 tags per day, right? Because that on average is how many people are using that specific hashtag, or hashtag pregnancy photo shoot, 118K, okay? That means that's how many tags are getting it per day. I know that both of those hashtags would be good hashtags to put on a pregnancy-based post. Now, if I'm doing a nutrition type post, unless I'm talking about pregnancy, I am not using that hashtag, okay? If I'm doing a post about, let me think, my husband, okay? So we all know Kirk and love Kirk, right? Say I'm doing a hashtag or a post about Kirk and husbands and everything, then I would be using hashtags towards husbands, okay? And I'm looking for hashtags that fit that criteria. Now, as of right now, you guys, this could change tomorrow, but what I'm hearing is you want to use 30 hashtags. Don't throw up, because I was nervous about this too, and I'll show how to do this in a second. 30 hashtags in the first comment of your post. So if you can visualize your Instagram post, okay, and you go on there and you put up a post about, maybe you put a post up about this training, right? And it's an awesome selfie of you, and you have an awesome filter, and you're putting some value out there about, being your own boss and all that kind of stuff, and getting people excited about it, and you're sharing your story. As soon as you click post, is that what it says? I don't remember what it says on Instagram. But as soon as you click for that post to actually go public, okay, you're going to have 30 hashtags that you can put into the comments of that post. And you want to do it immediately, you guys. So how do you do that immediately? I want you to think of, and hopefully you guys have all done the social media revamp training that we have. It's all self-led. If you need it, feel free to reach out to me through a message. But you can walk yourself through the units. In that, I help you come up with your, 5 to 10 things that make up who you are, your color wheel. So I would grab 5 of those, okay, and come up with 30 hashtags for each section. So for me, I have, let me see what I have so I can just tell you guys, just so you can see some examples. So I have one for fertility posts because I talked a lot about my infertility journey and everything like that. I have a mom/wife post, so I have 30 hashtags for that. I have a health and fitness post and have hashtags for that. I have pregnancy and I have hashtags for that. I have business posts and I have hashtags for that. And then I have you posts. Okay, so you're probably thinking, what the heck does she mean by that? You posts is just talking about myself, sharing something unique about you that maybe doesn't fit into any of those other topics. So for instance, I had a lot of limiting beliefs before I signed up as a coach. If I'm talking about limiting beliefs and how I overcome those, then I'm not going to use those other hashtags. I'm going to use hashtags that are specific to me. Okay, so it's going to take some time, you guys. That's going to be a little bit of homework, but come up with it and spend, I would sit on the couch at nighttime after I had all my work done, after you have your Success Club system tracker together, okay, and I would sit there and I would search hashtags on Instagram for that specific topic. So say I was searching husband, I would search husband and I would look for specific hashtags that relate to that fit into that 10,000 to 100,000 tags per day. Put it down, write down that hashtag and save them in the notes on my phone. So now when I put those kind of tags or those posts up, I can just copy and paste those hashtags onto my actual post. Now you also want to remember that you don't want to always use the husband tags on every single one of your posts, because Instagram wants you to change hashtags up. And I know this is going super deep, you guys, but I just want to make sure you're doing it right. Okay, so you want to make sure that, one day you're using the husband hashtags, one day you're using the nutrition hashtags, one day you're using the fitness hashtags, one day you're using the mommy hashtags, you're just changing it up, okay? So the next way, and if you've done that social media training, you know what I'm talking about, you're going to spend time daily following people on Instagram accounts, okay? So for me, right now, I'm looking at Motherly. I'm looking at some of the Bachelorette people. I love the Bachelor and Bachelorette. So I'm looking at some of those big people and who are following them. And I'm looking, no other coaches. Please do not do coach accounts, okay? That's not okay. You can't go onto someone else's account who you see has a lot of followers, who's a coach, and follow their followers. That is not cool, guys. And I know none of you would do that, but just so I have to say it. But also, so looking through your Instagram influencers' followers, okay? You can do that, or you can go to their last post. Okay, you go to their last post and look at their likes on that post. And you can, because those are people who are actively using Instagram. Okay, because you will find some people who follow certain accounts, they never post on Instagram. They're like, well, I don't know really how to connect with you, right? Because I don't know anything about you. You want people who are actively posting on there, right? So if they're liking and commenting on other people's accounts, there's a good chance that they're posting on their account as well. Okay, now you've got to be consistent with this, and I would shoot to follow 50 to 100 new followers weekly. And you guys are probably thinking that's pretty low compared to what I've seen. Guys, Instagram's cracking down. Okay, if you go through and you massively invite people, they're going to put, like, I've had people that have their accounts banned or frozen. Do it the right way. Okay, so I set my timer for 10 to 15 minutes, and you can just go through that person's followers and just bam, 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 bam. Look for people who fit your niche, okay? Obviously, if you see someone who has a picture, and I'm going off of their picture, okay? If you see someone who has a picture that you're like, like for instance, I believe in God. Say that I see someone that says something about, on their picture it says like atheist. I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm not following you, okay? Nothing wrong with that, just wouldn't fit with me. So, say that I see that picture. That wouldn't be a follower that I follow, okay? But I'm looking for people based off of their picture to see if we relate. Now, when they follow me back, okay, that next day, say Monday I go through and I follow people, that Tuesday, so the next day, that's when I send that message that says, hey, I noticed that you followed me back. Thank you so much. I saw you're a mom as well. You start that relationship, okay? And then hopefully from that relationship, you have a conversation back and forth, and it's a two-way street, so that person's actually wanting to have a conversation with you. They're not just giving you one-word answers, okay? Then they move on to get curious about what you're doing. And you see that they, over the next couple days or weeks, they're starting to comment and like on your stuff. Or they're watching your Instagram stories because you're actively posting on your Instagram stories every day. Then that's where the peanut butter and jelly invite method comes in. Make sense? So new follower, make that connection. They hopefully get interested in who you are, okay? You're not going to jump down their throat. Then you can invite them. Okay, so if you stop doing that piece, growing your actual network, that's where you're going to run out of people to talk to. I'll be honest, over Christmas time, I stopped growing my network because it was chaotic. I was sick, Tony was sick, Kirk was sick, everyone was sick, everyone was sick. And I stopped doing this every single day. And I know Christmas, it's only 2 days, okay? So yes, I could have taken those off and kept going. I did not. And guess what? I ran out of people like this to talk to, okay? So you have to stay on top of this, you guys. Now, last thing, most important thing, you guys, you've got to remember that consistency over time creates results. Everything you do, absolutely everything you do in this business takes 60 to 90 days to see results from them, okay? And you got to detach yourself from the outcome. You put in the action, and the results are going to come. We have no control over who says yes. We have control over our action, okay? And going out there and genuinely connecting with people. Because if you're genuinely connecting with people and truly wanting to help them, okay? It's not just in this for myself to make a big buck, but you're truly going out there and sharing your heart with people, then the results are going to come. You are going to connect with the right people. You're going to start building your tribe of people who are just like you. I look at my team and I'm like, God, they're so much like me. It's insane. Like when we go to retreats, we're all in bed by 10 p.m. and up at 6 a.m. doing our miracle morning. Those are my people. Okay, so I do promise I am fun. I'm not totally lame, but yes, I do go to bed early. So let me look at questions. All right, so let's see. Best tracker ever, I believe. I agree, Leanne, it's amazing. Just watched Micah's video. Yes, you guys. So if you look in the new and improved, such a mouthful, new and improved important team predicted group, in the file section, I have the Success Club tracker in there. You can just click the link and download it and start printing it. Okay, now you can see it. It's a nice, pretty tracker. I do it too. Okay, but it tells you what to do every single day, and that's all we want to do, right? Like we want to know exactly what to do. This tells you what to do, okay? That's what successful coaches are doing, so you should do it. But there's also a video explaining the Success Club tracker from Michael Folsom, okay? Lisa said, it took me 4 years. Yes, for sure. Lisa and I, she's a brand new coach, and we talked for a long time. Okay, let's see. Any questions, you guys? If you're a teacher, teachers follow teachers. Got my most views ever on Instagram stories. Oh, that's awesome, Arlene. I wish I was a teacher. And then Trista said, it's changed my life again. You may have said, but where are we keeping your hashtags that you copy and paste? So Miranda, I have an iPhone. I think all phones have this, but I just put it in my notes section on my phone, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Oh my gosh, if I can type numbers. So I just have it here, guys. So like it says like mom posts, health posts, and like you can kind of see it, right? Ooh, where's the light? There we go. So you just see all my hashtags. So I can just copy this and paste it into the comments of my post, okay? Just makes things really easy. What would you say your typical turnaround is then with Instagram? From follow to them, following to PBG invite, or does it depend on the combo? Megan, it totally depends on the conversation. You know, like sometimes I'll have people for a week who follow me and I'm like, I really don't have that connection, right? But then I've got to be creative and go through and find other people to invite that are maybe in my lukewarm market, okay? But then there's other times where I'm like, oh my gosh, so many of these people who've started following me this week are my niche, and I'm so excited to invite them. And then we have a quicker turnover, right? Because then they feel connected to me too. They're starting to like and comment on my stuff faster. They're watching my stories, and then I can invite them faster. So it really just depends. And Miranda, I do put hashtags in my stories as well. That's a way to grow your network really fast. Actually, a hack that I learned recently, you guys, is that if you put, say you're doing polls. We all do polls on Instagram stories, right? And you're like, I want new people to see my stuff. This is the only time that you can use a hashtag that has more than 1 million tags per day, okay? So say that I put up and don't all do this, okay? I would say that I do a poll that asks people, what do you prefer, lifting or cardio, okay? And you put that up and you use the hashtag like hashtag daily workout routine. I'm totally making this up, you guys, okay? But say I do that and that's something that gets 1 million tags per day. You hide that hashtag. So if you take it and you like tap it a couple times, it'll turn like translucent and you can drag it off the screen. It still counts towards that story. Pretty cool, right? I didn't know you could do that either. But for some reason, right now, Instagram is going to show that story to a lot of people. And I know people have said, like, so where do the stories go when you look at the hashtags? I have no idea, okay? But I will tell you, I experimented with this, and I get way more votes on that poll than I would normally get if I used, like, a smaller hashtag. Does that make sense? Like one that was smaller. So try it out, you guys, and let me know if that works for you. It worked for me. I know they shared about it at Super Saturday, and people were having, like, 900 people vote, and they only had, like, maybe 200 followers on Instagram. So that's really cool. Okay, so let's see. What kind of polls do you put up, and do you hide a hashtag in the story somewhere? Okay, so, oh, wait. I don't get any responses from polls. Okay, so Melissa, what I had to do in my polls is I had to train my followers. Okay, so if you're someone who's only, and please listen to me when I say this, you guys, if you're only doing polls that are about challenge group invites or coaching, and you're like, no one's voting on my stuff. Yeah, because they don't want to be in a challenge group or coaching right now. Okay, you've got to train your followers to do fun polls. So if you're doing silly polls like, do you prefer to work out in the morning or night? You know, and give them that option. Or do you prefer vanilla or chocolate ice cream? Or do you prefer, I don't know, give them like you could put up an outfit, okay, and you have an A and a B. and you say, which outfit should I wear tonight, A or B? You're going to get people voting, okay? Because people love giving their opinion. It just means that maybe you're not doing the right polls, okay? Let's see. All right. So any other questions, you guys? Yes, no? Yes, no? Let's see. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Like I said, I will put this in the file section of the new group.
Real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, I hear someone.
A few of us, it's Lan. A few of us asked, and it just got moved up.
Yes.
So we obviously want to keep our numbers that we're following lower. So at what point do you unfollow somebody? Like, how much time do you give them to follow you? And like, if you're starting to engage with them and you realize they're just not your person, do you unfollow?
If we're having a conversation back and forth, I do not. But once the conversation ends, then I unfollow them for sure. But guys, I know there's all these different, what are they called? Apps to unfollow people. Please don't use those right now. Please don't use them. Instagram is being very, very careful with using apps. So what I would suggest doing, and Abby Walsh and I were talking about this the other day, is that if you use IG Cleaner, that's one of the apps to unfollow people who are not following you, what we would suggest doing is use the app to show you who's not following you, okay? And manually do it. So say that I saw Leanne wasn't following me and she wasn't a coach on my team. I'm just kidding, Leanne. But say that I saw that someone, who maybe was not my niche, wasn't following me, I'm going to unfollow them. Okay, but I'm manually going to go into Instagram. I see on IG Cleaner that they're not following me. I'm going to go on to my Instagram with my own fingers, okay, and type in their name and unfollow them. Yes, it takes longer, you guys, but that's not going to ban you on Instagram, okay? Do not use those apps right now. I'm going to tell you so many times, don't do it. Okay, but yeah, so Leanne, if I realize that they're not, I don't think there's a perfect time. I think that if we're having a conversation back and forth and the person's really short with me and I notice that they're posting things that I'm like, we do not connect, I'll unfollow them. Okay, let's see. If they took the time to go through your stories and didn't vote in the poll, do you message to thank them? Christy, I don't normally. I don't. I know some coaches do. If they go all the way through an invite post, say you do, I did one on 2B Mindset yesterday, and they go through your entire post and you didn't have anyone vote, and you're like, I need someone to have a conversation with. Yes, you can message someone who has gone all the way through your stories and just don't invite them. But I would say, hey, I noticed you've been watching my Instagram stories. Thank you so much. Maybe do a little bit of peanut butter and jelly without the invite, where you're saying, I noticed you're a mom as well. Your kid's adorable. And then maybe even from Kaylee, even as she talked about, asking people what they want to see from you. So you might be having people who want to work with you in a challenge group, but you're posting the wrong kind of challenge groups, right? So say I noticed that you're following my Instagram stories. I want to make sure that I'm giving you the right quality information. What would you like to see from me? Okay, so you're at least getting something from that person. I'm having trouble with lighting on my pictures. Does anyone have anything they prefer to make pictures look better? So I just bought these filters from, what's her name? I put it in our Team Fit Addicted group, Melissa, but it's Alexa something. But guys, there's filters that you can use. There's an app called Lightroom CC that you can use. You can use the Instagram little highlighters. Find something that works for you. I see Nina uses Snapseed. Snapseed is really good as well. There's tons of different apps. Just play around with them. Yes. Oh no, Alexa Brown is an actual person. She's an actual person that sells, they call them filters, or they call them presets, but they're basically filters for your pictures. And hers are really good. I see there's a couple different apps, you guys. So Pick, Tap, Go. But yeah, play around with it. If you guys look, and you guys can judge me, okay? If you go onto my last couple pictures, and I want to show you guys, and then we can hop off unless anyone else has any questions. If you look at my pictures right here, okay, so hopefully you can see that. I'm using all similar filters, okay? You can't see it very well. If you go to Meg Kozlowski, you can see they all flow very well together, okay? Now, I am not good with this kind of stuff, you guys. I'm not a pro, okay, at all. So I bought filters to work on my pictures. Now, if you look at this, they're bright, but they don't really flow together, okay? It's just kind of like, she needs some work, okay? So I'm not afraid to say that my pictures before were not flowing very well together, and I was just using Instagram filters, okay? So play around with it, you guys. Find a filter that you like. Feel free to buy filters. It's worth the money. It's an investment in your business. I think Alexa Brown, you can get quite a few filters for like 22 bucks right now. And she has a video to show you how to download them and how to get them into an app to use them. It's really easy, you guys. If I can do it, because I'm not good with that stuff, you can do it, okay? It's an investment in your business and so worth it because people like pretty pictures. All right, any other questions, you guys? Yes, no? All right. All right, guys.